Hey folks, thanks for clicking on that button and thanks for joining me. You know, I've got a hitch on my Model Y. I use it very seldom, but I bought it, in order to use it every now and then. There's many, if not all the countries in Europe that the hitch comes standard on a Model Y. Happened a few weeks ago, happened a few months ago. So Tesla decided to just put it on all the Model Ys. So in Europe, but here in North America, it is optional. And I use it. Like I don't use it all the time, but it is good to use. I wish I could tow my trailer with it, our travel trailer where we go camping. That's my other channel. I'll put a link here, one of those shameless plugs if you want to see our camping channel. But right now I'm waiting for the Cybertruck. So right now I can't tow with it. I got to use my gas car. But let me just show you, let me spin the camera around and show you what we actually can do with the hitch. That's right. So as you can see, I have a rented trailer from Home Depot here. I had to do some backyard work. So we rented a trailer and got it all hooked up here. Let me show you how easy it is to hook this up. Okay, first things first, you have to get to the hitch. Now, mine's a little different than yours. You just take this panel off. Like I said, mine's a little different than yours, but you would just normally just take this panel off yourself. Mine just pops out and then it slides out. Pop hitch. I'll tell you more about this later. Then, as you can see, there's not a lot of room to work with in here. This is your receiver. These are your chain hooks up here and up here. And this is your electrical right here. Not a lot of room to work with. Tesla made it compact, but made it really tight at the same time. So basically, you get your drawbar right here, whatever you're gonna put on, or your hitch, and you insert it. And when you insert it, you have to find where the holes line up with a pin, because you may drop it like I just did there. If you have small enough hands, you can fish it out and hope you don't lose it. Like I said, not a lot of room to work with in here, so get the pin in any way you can. As you can see, it's not too easy for me, but there you go, got it in. Then put the locking pin in. Once it's in, close it down. Make sure this is in good. And then you get your trailer and you lower it onto your ball. Okay, once it's in, you put the lock on. There it's on. Never forget to put the pin in, the locking pin, into your trailer. And then from here, you can put your hooks on. Now, these are great giant hooks. This is a rental trailer, so my hooks for my trailer aren't that big. Hopefully they're smaller, but you put these hooks on. But before you put the hooks on, right here, as you're looking here, this is a design flaw from Tesla, in my opinion. This gets scratched up very easily from the chain. So what I've done, you can use anything. Be imaginative. I've got this plastic, it's like a plastic film. My dentist friend, Mark, he gave me some of this, so I use it. He gave it to me for any usage, but I find that it comes in handy for this. It's sticky, but it's not too sticky. Like, it'll come off afterwards and it won't leave any kind of adhesive residue or anything like that. So I'll show you what I do with this. I put this on, and basically this just protects this bottom lip from getting scratched up, because watch, when I put these chains on, camera fell, so let me do it again. So when I put these chains on, look how much room, and there's not a lot of room to work with in here, so you gotta feel around for where the hooks go, but they go in there. And as you can see now, as the chains are resting on the bottom lip, they would vibrate, move around, scrape and everything, and it'll scratch and scrape this bottom plastic lip, because all this is plastic. So if you care about your bottom lip and you don't want to see it scratched up, put something on it. Like, you can even take an old pair of socks and cut a hole in the socks and wrap the chains in the sock if you like, and that'll protect it from as you go down the road and stuff like that. I've got this plastic film. You could use duct tape or black electrical tape, anything that you can remove afterwards that'll protect this as you're going down the road. That's what I did. Then from there, like I said, the electrical is right here. It's a 7-pin. Now, most cars that tow, if it has electrical, at least in pickup trucks at least, will have both. This is what you call a 7-pin, but this is what you call a 4-way or a 4-flat or a flat 4 connector. Now, this trailer has a, this 4-way, and that Tesla has a 7. So what do? You have to get one of these adapters, and these adapters you can get on Amazon, you can get at a hardware store, car store. I'll put a link down in the description below where I got this. Basically allows you to adapt it from the 4-flat, as you plug it in there, to the 7-way. So all you do is you open this up, you plug this in, and you let this flap go, and you give it a little tug to make sure that it's not going anywhere. There's a little flap down here that hooks onto this so it doesn't go anywhere. So once you've got that connected, check your lights, make sure everything's connected, do a nice little tug, double check with your safety chain to make sure you're connected, and you're good to go. So this is how you hook up a Model Y onto any basic trailer. Like I said, the only difference is if you don't have a 7-pin and you have to go 4-way, you need this adapter, and you just keep it in a glove box so you'll use it whenever you need it. And if you care about your cosmetics and your aesthetics, protect this bottom lip. That tip came from me from my buddy Paul, Electric Canuck. When he towed his boat last year, he realized the hard way that this little lip can get scratched from the chains. And that's it, folks. That is all there is to it. Let's go for a drive and see some efficiency. So as you can see, this is, we started shoveling some already, we started putting in the wheelbarrow, but this is probably about 1,500 to 2,000 pounds, so almost a ton of rocks and stuff. The trailer itself weighs maybe 1,200 pounds, so as you can see, we're probably near the limit, the 3,500 pound limit for the Model Y. Now keep in mind, when you have a trailer hooked up and you have the electrical hooked up, which you should always have the electrical hooked up if you're towing a trailer or something like that. A bike rack, obviously, you don't have electrical, but anything else, you should hook the electrical up. And keep in mind, you're going to get this symbol coming up here on the top left corner. That means you're towing trailer mode. You will not have any autopilot. You'll have adaptive cruise control, and that comes in handy, but you won't have any lane centering or autopilot as you know it in a Tesla. So keep that in mind. And I get why Tesla doesn't want you to use autopilot when you're towing something. They want you to drive yourself, and you can use adaptive cruise control, but that's about it. Okay, let's take a look at this efficiency. This area right here is with nothing. This is when I picked up the trailer and getting used to it, and that's all with the trailer. This is when I put the load that I put in there. Now the trailer weighs probably roughly about 1,500 pounds, and the load that I put in, all those stones, was a yard, so that probably weighs close to a ton, so say 2,000 pounds. So really, you can see I was right at the max there, 3,500 pounds, and this is the efficiency as you can tell there when I was towing. And at one point it went above 600, as you can see there, and then it mainly hung out around the, I don't know, but the 350 to 400 range there. If we go to the trip, as you can see, I usually get, it says this month of May I average about 169. That's an average, anywhere from 160 to 170 kilowatt per kilometer. Not kilowatt, sorry, watt hour per kilometer. But in this case, since I was going all that distance, 24 kilometers, and like I said, maybe 5 kilometers of that included going to pick up the trailer and having nothing. But as you can see, my average there for 3,500 pounds, and it's a trailer that is low down to the ground in terms of low. It's a square, but it's low. So it's not like a travel trailer where you're like, you know, tall 8 or 9 foot travel trailer with a, or even like one of those box trailers, utility trailers, where it's like putting a brick down the highway and having zero aerodynamicness. So as you can see, this wasn't that bad. It was averaged about 272, probably, let's say 300 to be safe. So 300 watt hours per kilometer. So it basically doubled there. So 24 kilometers isn't a huge representation to see what the average was. But as you can see, if we go back to the graph, this is it here. If you go to the 25, you can definitely see the change. So there is an increase. That's a small little utility trailer, probably maxed out, like I said, probably close to its limit, 3,500 pounds when it had the full load in it. But at the same time, low center of gravity and I wouldn't say aerodynamic, but do I want to pull my travel trailer with this? Yeah, I'm been always tempted to, but it's over the limit, so I'm not going to. So little things like this, or a boat, or a smaller trailer, yeah, I definitely do, and I'll show you a video of that soon to come. But for now, this is all I'm going to do, and as you can see, it worked out pretty good. So I showed you the basics on how to install the hitch and hook everything up and get started. And this is just a little taste of the efficiency of what to expect when you're towing. Now, what I will say is, when I was going down the road, I noticed very little difference that the trailer was behind me. Like it was very good to pull. Let's just say that. It was very, very good. I barely knew that it was behind me. A couple times I did notice when I was slowing down, the mechanical brakes on that rental trailer kicked in. So I did notice it there. But if it wasn't for the efficiency cut in half, or seeing the trailer in the rear view camera, I wouldn't have known that the trailer was actually there, to be quite honest, because it was barely noticeable. Anyways, folks, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Take care. Bye-bye.